Welcome to One Book, One Review. Today's book is Graham Swift, Wish You Were Here. It is written in a typical Swift manner. In the first chapter we meet Jack Cluxton and learn a little bit about him. He's the owner of a caravan site on the Isle of Wight. His wife's name is Allie, and he used to live on a dairy farm in Devon with his father and his much younger brother Tom. His mother was already dead when the mad cow disease hit England. The reader meets Jack Cluxton in a state of distress. He is sitting on his bed with a loaded gun, anticipating Ellie to come home. It is apparent that the wrong things were said and done, but we don't know what yet. In the course of the novel, we find out more about Jack's life and what had happened in the days before that made him wait for his wife with a loaded gun. Wish You Were Here is written in a series of flashbacks. As is common for Graham Swift, he doesn't tell the story in a linear way, but he jumps back and forth between the present and different moments in the past. Additionally, the point of view changes. Most of the time things are presented from Jack's position. Often we see things from Ellie's standpoint, and then there are other characters who allow us a peek into their minds. Reading this book, you also find other things that are typical for Graham Swift. Not only his style of writing is prominent, but also his protagonists share a common factor. They are normal people. You might also say that his stories are about the little man. There is nothing extraordinary about his characters. They represent common British people. Jack Cluxton is a farmer's son during a hard time for dairy farmers and the world in general. He has to deal with everyday problems and thus present the life in contemporary Britain. I also have to say a word or two about the title. Wish You Were Here is not a book title that usually attracts my attention. But this ordinary phrase, which reminds us of a postcard greeting, appears in various situations. It is used for different people and meanings, giving the reader cause to think about these simple words and the effect they can have. In retrospect, I think the title is a very suitable one, and the story is not quite like what you might expect when reading Wish You Were Here. Even though I like Graham Swift's work, and I think either you do or you don't, I have to admit that towards the end there is a section that I could have done without. It drags on for some time before the ending regains your attention, and you can't put the book aside until you've finished. If you have never read Graham Swift before, this is as good a book to start as any, even though it is not his best. At the moment, I'm reading Chick by Wolfgang Herrndorf. Thanks for watching One Book, One Review.